time we're going to factorise single brackets, which are slightly more complicated than just a single letter. As you can see, we've got two examples here to work through. So on the left hand side, so the idea of factorising is to put things into a bracket. We can tell this is going to be a single bracket because there are things that are in both sides, numbers and letters. Let's start with the numbers. So the highest number that goes into 15 and 25 is 5, so that's going to go outside the bracket. Next I can see that I've got x's in both sides, but what's the highest power of x? I've got x squared and I've got x cubed. I've got to take the same amount from both, so I'm going to put x squared because I can get x, I can divide both sides by x squared. And then I also see that I've also got a y in both. I've got a y on the left and a y squared on the right, so the highest power of y that I can divide by would be 1, so just a y there. So that's all on the outside. Now what do I multiply 5 by to get 15? I would need 3. What would I multiply x squared by to get x squared? I don't need any more x's, so there are no x's in the bracket. What do I multiply y by to get y? Again, I don't need anything. So the only thing I would need to multiply 5x squared y by to get to 15x squared y is 3. So that part is just 3. And then on the right hand side, how would I get from 5x squared y to 25 x cubed y squared? So to get from 5 to 25, I'm going to need to multiply by 5. To get from x squared to x cubed, I'm going to need to multiply by another x. And to get from y to y squared, I need to multiply by another y. So that's it done. And you can always check back at the end by multiplying it out and see if it comes back to your beginning. And also to see in the bracket if there's anything else that's still in both, in which case you would have to factorise again. But that's finished that one. Let's have a look at another one on the right here. So it's easy on one like this to think that the highest number that goes into both is perhaps a 2 or a 4 even, but actually the highest number that goes into both 40 and 16 is 8. So 8 is going to go on the outside of the bracket. And then the highest power of c, I've got c to the power 4 here, c to the power of 1. Don't forget there's always a 1 even if we can't see it. So that's 8c. And the highest power of d, I've got d cubed and I've got d to the power of 5. So I can do d to the power of 3 on the outside. Right, what would I multiply all of that lot by to get 40c to the 4, d to the 3? Let's do it one piece at a time. To get from 8 to 40, I need to multiply by 5. To get from c to the 1 to c to the 4, I need c to the 3, multiplying. And from d cubed to d cubed, I don't need to do any more d's, so that's that part. To get from 8 to 16, I need to multiply by 2. To get from c to c, I don't need any more c's, that's all good. To get from d cubed to d to the 5, I need d squared. So you can look at it now and you see in the bracket there's no numbers or letters which are the same in both, so we know we've fully factorised it. If you had used a 4, you'd have ended up with a 10 here and a 4 here, so you'd have had to have done it again.